Hello everybody, welcome to episode 8 of Broadcast UGC. I'm Galactrix, and this is the show where we play through UGC missions live and I broadcast them, hence the name. So tonight I'm joined by Bitesize, and we've also got Tiuz with us. Say hello.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello everyone.
Right, we are going to be playing Left to Die by Tiuz. And I'm on Deep Space Nine, and we're just waiting for everyone to get here. How are you tonight?
I'm going fairly well. What about you, Tiuz?
Oh, I'm very fine.
Right, I am just in ops at the moment. I'm going to go down to the promenade because I'm betting I need to buy lots of hypo sprays. I'm expecting lots of zombies here. Because I've played the mission before, but that was quite a long time ago, and I've actually forgotten most of how it goes. But Bitesize, you haven't played it at all.
No, that's unusual for me, because usually I'm the one that has played all the missions, and Galactrix hasn't.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out who sells hypo sprays now. Does anyone in the chat room know? I'm sure it's one of these guys. Oh, there you go, I saw Tiuz.
And I just got up to the ops when you got down again, so I'm just returning back to the promenade.
Yep, you're gonna have to add him to the team.
Yep.
Yeah. Device merchant. Yeah, there you go. Hypo. Buy 20 hypos. Okay. Usually we're more prepared to the right, go straight from the start. But okay, so where is this starting hatch then that you both use for your missions?
It's
in the...
keep going towards the Bajoran Temple.
Okay.
From where you are.
Here we are, Bajoran Temple.
And keep going past it towards the cargo hatch up here.
Aha. Okay. I think I need to pick up the mission as well. I'm going to pick it up because even though I can see it flashing because we're on the same team, I want to make sure everything's working properly. Okay, so left to die, and we're going to check out the review at the moment. It's got 305 reviews so far. Cool. And it was also just reviewed on Podcast UGC 2 weeks ago, I think, on the episode 37, the one that I had the Kestrel interview on. I think they liked it on that show as well.
Yeah, it was the Halloween episode, which yeah.
Yeah, they had 2 Halloween episodes, but this is our Halloween episode. We're a bit late, but yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't really know when Halloween is, because it's not all that big here in Australia as a holiday.
We had a couple of trick-or-treaters here, but it's nowhere near as huge as it is in the US. Okay, so are we ready to go? Shuttle Bay 2. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go. We should go to the shuttle bay and see if we can find any clues there. Commander Berkner has ordered to show us to the place where the runabout was and give us access to its logs. Okay. This is the runabout Rio Grande, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi Terry, I can see everyone's assembling in the chat room. Now, can you remember if Terry actually managed to play the mission? Because I remember listening to podcast UGC and that was when
Yeah,
I
I think she
thought,
did.
okay.
Hi, Terry.
Yeah, yeah. So Terry, we're doing Tiuz Left to Die,
Mm-hmm. Loading shuttle
and
bay 2. Oh, and there's a Borg. Cool. I'm a
for
Borg.
those who joined us, we're doing we're changing our times of what we usually start on because of daylight saving and ending for our American and British viewers and starting in Australia. So our new times will be 4 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. PST, midnight on Friday nights, midnight Saturday morning in the UK, and I'm going to say 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So for you in Brisbane, it's going to be 10 a.m., not 11 a.m. So here we are in the mission.
Yep, looks like a DS9 shuttle bay. Looks like a couple of people assembling here. Constable, security officers, Ferengi and an Orion slave woman. I swear, I want to go to Riser, I'm not smuggling anything. That's funny.
Yes, and considering that Odo, the who was known as the Constable in DS9, is now in the Gamma Quadrant with the rest of the species, that had to replace him.
Yep. Is there any reason why you picked that character for the Constable, or is there one in canon that's mentioned somewhere?
Oh, no, not really. I just picked a tall Bajoran as a constable, since it's an Bajoran station now. And I was actually thinking about letting him say something like, don't try to fool me, Ferengi, I learned from the best.
That's cool.
So in honor of Odo, but I didn't want to clutter up the scene with several speech bubbles at once. So I only left Ferengi with his speech bubble.
And so there was that Bajoran maintenance worker working on the repairing that console back there. Now we just need to find Commander Berkner.
This is crewman Nakamura. Have you seen those planets everywhere? The commander is crazy. I feel like I'm in a Borg cube made of plants. Oh, plants, not planets. I misread that totally. Yeah, resistance is futile. You will be a flower.
Yeah, I do, and he's a commander over here.
Oh yeah.
So with all these consoles, you placed them in a way to make a little alcove. Did you just individual consoles placed neatly together?
Oh no, they are actually part of this whole platform. And
Okay,
I just added the big screen so that it looks like she's typing and reading the text on the screen, and that it makes sense the way she's animated, you know?
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll read this out. Greetings, Vice Admiral. I was expecting you. Captain Curlin told me to support you in your search for the USS Romero and our runabout.
That's right. How can you help me?
We are storing information about every shuttlecraft leaving and entering DS9 here. Everything is recorded. Star date of arrival and departure, where it came from, its destination, cargo and passengers. We also back up the database for the shuttle, if it's one of ours.
Quite an effort. Anything else?
We also do a bioscan if necessary, mostly when refugees arrive or medical supplies are transported. Our Chief of Security can request them too.
Can I access the data from here?
Of course, you can use a console on my desk. Be my guest.
Thanks for the help. Let's go. Console on the desk.
Yep. Down here.
The logs show that the runabout was leaving DS9 26 hours ago.
Where exactly was it headed?
The runabout was on its way to the Badlands, where the last known position of the USS Romero has been.
Who was on board?
On board were Lieutenant Commander Telcor, Lieutenant Mira Lapidite, and Ensign Metzar.
What were the last log entries?
The runabout picked up a distress signal in an asteroid field. The log entry ends abruptly and was sent automatically back to the station. Maybe the runabout was caught by some anomaly and suffered system failures.
Distress signal? Where did it come from?
The logs are unclear about this. It could be an automated distress beacon, a station, or even a planet. We know of stations in inhabited planets from the past. The Marquis used some of them as bases of operations. Most of them were wiped out during the Dominion War, but maybe the Jem'Hadar missed a few of them.
Anything in the runabout sensor logs?
No, I'm afraid not. There must have been heavy interferences around the runabout. The sensors didn't pick up anything else other than a vague position and the distress signal.
You said the log ends abruptly.
It does, Vice Admiral. Here are the last entries. Runabout Rio Grande, Commander's Log Supplemental. The distress signal we picked up was very distorted and audio only. We couldn't understand much, but the sender appeared to be a human woman. She didn't say where she is or what happened, but we heard the horror in her voice. Transmission ended with a loud hammering noises and her scream. We are now approaching the coordinates of the signal. Another voice, maybe from Lieutenant Lapidite. Commander, there it is. We can't pick it up, but I can see it through the window. Oh my god! Lieutenant Commander Telcor says, "What happened here? Let's get close to it." And that's where the log ends.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. Yeah, we should get more information. More information from Bergner. Okay.
What is it outside? Ooh, very claustrophobic and...
Oh, I see you're
Oh,
having a problem here.
yeah, my Ferengi bridge officer is stuck in... Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, I thought they'd fixed that platform thingy. Oh well. Foundry bugs.
Commander Berkner. Welcome back, Vice Admiral. Did you have a look at the logs yet?
Indeed, I wonder what happened.
It looks like the runabout was flying closer to the position of the distress signal. Something must have happened, because that's the point where the log was automatically sent back here. That was 14 hours ago.
I'd like to check the docking platform.
Sorry.
Oops, I just lost the...
Of course, go down the ramp and through the hallway on the left, right in front of those crates. If you follow the hallway, you'll reach the docking platforms 2 and 3. Docking platform 2, the left one, is the one where the Rio Grande departed.
Thanks for the directions. Oh, it says never mind. Okay, let's go. Oh, there you go. Rio Grande.
You can also use this replicator over here.
Oh, really? I didn't try that before.
Yeah, there are 2 replicators on this map and both of them are usable.
Oh, it
You
exploded in my
just broke
face.
it.
That's cool. I didn't notice that the first time I played this. Wow. Really helps to have all the secrets revealed by the author here. Okay, so...
Yeah, this map has probably the most details in the whole mission because I spent the most time with it. When I made the mission, I spent the most time making this map.
Now in this room here, is this where we come across the engineer? Yeah, there you go.
But now, how am I do you want to read this here?
Yeah.
You've got the accent to go along with it.
Okay, wait. Bubble is not showing up here. But he says something like, verdammt, I hate this scheiß Cardassian Schrott.
Yeah, there he is, I can see it now. That's
Yeah, it's a German accent.
Now, I heard somewhere that that's meant to be you.
Yeah, the guy really looks like me. Just without the beer belly, but stomach size is broken in the Foundry, so...
And yeah, they were looking for him in podcast UGC, I think. Now...
Oh, hang on. For me, the talk to Commander Buckner again is still up.
Oh yeah, it's still up for me as well. I must have not clicked the OK. So we'll just go back there, make sure we clear the thing so we can progress our objectives, yeah. I think it's because I walked away without clicking OK.
Oh, it says, never mind. Oh no, by the way, don't mind our engineer there. He's trying to fix docking platform 3, which got struck in the middle of moving down this morning. He's cursing a lot.
And surprisingly, those aren't filtered out by the language filter.
Yeah, because, well, it's German, they're probably not designed to filter out
Exactly.
I don't know.
But I can certainly imagine what Schrott is in German.
Schrott is simply garbage, but there's another word in there, scheiß, which means shit. That one wouldn't go through the filter, but all the others are normal words.
Okay, now we're examining the logs on the docking.
Okay. I'll read this. These logs just state what we already know. Here are the names of the Rio Grande's crew and the departure time. A bioscan has not been made.
Where exactly was the Rio Grande headed?
The destination of the Rio Grande was some kind of asteroid field in the Badlands. This was the last known position of the USS Romero. It's far from exact, but it should be close to where the Romero disappeared.
What about the Rio Grande's condition?
The engineering team checked the runabout 2 hours prior to departure. No damage was found. The standard computer analysis found nothing out of the ordinary either. At least we can assume that it was no technical failure from the beginning. The shuttle worked properly when it departed. What's bugging me is the fact that the Starfleet officers who serve in this sector get a special training regarding the Badlands. It's unusual that 2 ships with experienced crews can disappear like that, especially regarding a ship like the USS Romero, which was equipped with top-notch sensor technology for mapping the Badlands.
Well, we should go to the Badlands and look for the runabout then.
Your way team's ready to beam up, sir.
5 to beam up. Helm, set course for the Badlands. I like the nice suit that Tiuz character is dressed in. Makes him a sort of a Men in Black type character.
Mm-hmm. Like the alien look as well.
Yeah, it was more inspired by Pulp Fiction. But Men in Black is fine too.
So, yeah, so far, so we know something has happened, but we have no idea what has happened, and so we're just...
Okay, so it looks like we've arrived in the Badlands, sir. There's an object in front of us. It appears to be some kind of beacon. It's very hard to see, but it has flashing light on it. Okay, we have limited sensor range, so we should get closer.
Yeah, well, you know, what would be awesome is a cloak in the middle of the Badlands, so absolutely no chance of anyone seeing us.
Ooh,
Berserk, you're a genius.
yeah. Yeah, I can't
Okay.
click, unfortunately. Anyway.
Sir, this is a signal beacon. There is a very good chance that the distress signal the runabout picked up came from here.
What makes you think that?
And then the engineering officer instead of the science officer. I checked the beacon out, Vice Admiral. It is clearly a Klingon communications beacon. Apparently it has been modified to send a voice signal. It was done in a hurry, but it was nevertheless nice work. Can you replay the message?
Yeah, that
Do you
was
wanna
probably very poor grammar in the sentence.
Unfortunately not. The EPS conduits in the beacon are fused. I believe the wandering anomaly struck the beacon approximately 2 hours ago.
Never mind. Any sign of the runabout?
I'm picking up some readings which differ from the surrounding debris. It is very close, but due to the heavy interferences I can't pinpoint the location exactly. The sensors read traces of uranium, polyduranium, and electroceramics.
Uranium? That's a Federation alloy.
Exactly, sir. Uranium is used for the hull of Federation ships. Electroceramics and polyduranium are used in Federation hulls as well. I think we found our runabout.
Good. Set course to its location. Find
Yeah,
the
that was probably the only moment when I made this mission that I really had to use memory alpha.
Yeah. Sounded real.
I do remember the electroceramics and uranium, and what was the other one?
Polyduranium.
The whole material being used as engineering consoles. So
Yeah, you can get those in Stowe.
we can see a nulli. And we found the runabout.
Yep, Rio Grande. Captain, there's no response to our hails.
Any life signs?
Nope. What the...
What happened here? Yeah, I decided to take hell out there for some reason.
Okay. You got a profanity filter on. I'm checking the logs for the runabout. It looks like not everything was sent to DS9.
What do they say?
These are the entries we didn't see before. First entry, second entry, third entry, and final entry. Should we just go through these in sequence, or should we get people to pick
You can shorten it. That's why
So we can just go to
added
the
a
final
entry.
entry. Yeah.
Final entry?
Well, do you want to do we'll pick another one. and
Yeah,
then
we'll get the chat
I'll-
room to pick a random one and then read the final entry
Yeah.
afterwards. Okay, so which one do you want? First, second, or third? See if the chat room's listening, because they seem to be talking about putting shrimp on the barbie for some reason.
I blame Captain PF Dennis for that one. And
Yeah.
Woody, it is not an Australian saying, it is an Australian marketing saying. No one says put the shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah, it only makes sense because it might lead to some very uncomfortable misunderstandings. Shrimp on the barbie, huh? Wait.
Well, we're still waiting for the first person who says a number 1, 2, or 3 in the chat room. 1, 2, or 3.
I know Captain P.F. Dennis is listening. What about you, Woody, or even Terry, or Rogue Enterprises?
I think maybe they want us to choose.
Yeah, well...
Well, how about you choose?
fuck.
Because you haven't actually read any of these before. Cause you
Okay,
don't
well, I'm gonna choose a second entry.
Okay, let's go for second entry. The Romero
second
is
entry.
leaking warp plasma. If it reacts with the elements in the nebula, it could burst into flames. We have to get the Romero out of here. Our tractor beam is way too weak to pull a Nebula-class starship. I have no other choice than beaming over and trying to assist with the repairs, or at least make contact with someone.
Oh, right. Yeah, we should have read those in the correct order because now I remember. I'm building the tension. What's the right word? Anyway,
Ah,
I'm building this stuff up to the final entry.
okay, then let's read the first entry.
Okay. I read this. Okay.
Yeah, you read it. Build up the tension.
Commander's log, supplemental. The Romero is adrift. We found it next to an old Constitution-class vessel. It must have been here for more than 100 years. The old ship is heavily damaged and covered with dust from the nebula. We have tried to reach the Romero, but no one is answering. Our sensors, as far as we can trust them here, say that there are at least 500 members of the crew alive. Why do they not respond?
And then we get the beaming over to make contact with someone, and the third entry. There are 500 people on this ship. Why aren't they answering? Why is no one repairing the damage? I don't get it. This is illogical. We will beam over soon. I'll set the runabout's computer up to constantly lock onto our signals for emergency transport, just in case.
Okay, now the final entry. My crew. The crew of the Romero. Dead. Infected. Can't think straight. They've eaten... And then the log ends with the sound of the runabout's computer giving the message. This procedure is not recommended. This was the last sound. The commander blasted the airlock and got blown out into space.
That's pretty impressive imagination visuals you get. It just, you know.
I think the story is coming together pretty clearly. I remember on the review on podcast UGC saying they weren't quite clear about the story. I think, well, you know, it just seems like the Romero got lost in the Badlands. They found a 100-year-old Constitution-class ship with 500 people still alive on it. I don't know how that happens.
No, not exactly.
No, the 500 people were on the Romero.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right,
Oh,
right.
okay.
The basic story is that the Romero found this Constitution-class ship,
Uh-huh.
and because of the new and improved sensor array, and they boarded it with hazard suits, and they tried to recover the computer core of this ship and find out why it has been stranded in the Badlands and what happened to it. And during the away team mission, one of the crewmen ripped open his suit, her suit to be exact, and got infected with the zombie virus. So that's basically what happened.
Cool. And that's where the Rio Grande comes in with these three officers that I can't remember the names of. You've got a Vulcan, and a Tellarite, and something else.
And the human,
And a
human.
human woman. Okay. The
And
commander
they
was a
got...
Vulcan. Yeah, the commander was a
it's-
Vulcan. Was he? What happened to him? He totally lost it.
We have to find out what happened. Suggestions?
The runabout's drifting slowly out of the nebula. According to its path, I'd say it comes from that donut-shaped asteroid not far from here. Yep, I can see a donut-shaped asteroid over there.
Can, hang on, gotta reach.
Okay, if the Romero's in there, we could meet the same fate, but we could compensate the disturbances if we reroute our emergency power to the structural integrity field and the shields.
Will this suffice?
No, we'd need to disable all systems on the ship that are not necessary. We also need to evacuate about half the decks and disable life support there. We need every bit of energy to keep the ship in one piece. I can't guarantee that the shields will hold either. Plus, we can't use full impulse power.
Do it, all hands, yellow alert.
Okay, so somehow, I bet we're gonna fly close to this thing
You
and
can
there we
use
go.
a nebula.
Yep, I can't use my full impulse power, we got a nebula effect there. They mentioned this on podcast UGC. They said, it's a nebula effect.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
used
used the
it.
nebula effect for my first mission, which was March. I think that was about the same time you released this one, didn't you?
Yeah, it was released quite a while ago, wasn't it?
It was released in May, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it stopped.
We found it.
Things working.
We should get a little bit closer to the ship to get better sensor readings.
Agreed. Slow and careful.
That's it. I'm still reading about 300 lifelines on the ship. The warp core is not stable, and the warp plasma which leaks out of the ship is mixing with the nebula's dust. The result is very similar to meteor gas. We should hurry.
How much time do we have?
At least 1 hour, but not more than 2, even if we manage to stabilize the warp core containment field.
Okay, let's assemble an away team.
I'll lead it myself. We'll beam you to a cargo bay on the engineering section. You will beam down behind a pile of crates. This is the only place where we can be safe that you won't encounter a surprise. When you reach main engineering and stabilize containment field, we are reading multiple life signs there. Be careful.
Okay, so we're about to beam down to the planet. Do you think, I think it's time to play, Bitesize UGC, how about that? Yes, because this week...
Alright, so, map transition will do that.
Yep, and this week they're playing Dereliction Duty by Nagorak, who actually contacted us a while ago and asked if we would do a playthrough, but apparently it's a really long mission, and a really good mission because it's, I think it's the top of the charts at the moment. It's with quite a few 5-star reviews, like...
Yeah. Well, let's see what Rogue Enterprise and Captain P.F. Dennis have to say.
Yep, so here we go.
Welcome to another episode of Bitesize UGC. I'm Captain P.F. Dennis, and with me is Rogue Enterprise. This episode, we're reviewing Dereliction Duty by Nagorak.
Let's jump right into it with the story. This mission starts out with a simple premise. Find out who's behind the raiding of the supply lines between Sol and DS9, and the mission takes you through a variety of different areas along your investigation. This mission is lengthy to say the least 2 hours, and easily could, and perhaps should, be separated into several smaller episodes.
The plot is simple, but the author was not afraid to lay into the dialogue. There is a lot of reading to be had in this mission, some of it thankfully optional, some not. If you're in the mood to do a lot of flavor text reading, this will be heaven. If not, you're in for some trouble thanks to the mission's length. I would have liked to have seen a payoff during the mission from reading some of the optional text. Maybe clues to help solve a puzzle. Not necessary, but helpful. That would have provided incentive for the time put in. We gave 4 out of 5 stars for story.
Moving on to maps, the author does some amazing work in this department. Custom Starfleet ship interiors are introduced early, and your investigation takes you across several different maps with some extreme attention to detail. Every NPC is named, every detail thought out. For maps, we give a strong 5 stars out of 5.
It's a similar story for the author's use of tech. There are some interesting uses of Foundry tech, including the illusion of your ship dropping out of warp in several different star systems within the same map, using object interact triggers. And some ground and space combat can be optional thanks to the use of dialogue-based invisible wall triggers. There's a lot to experience here, and nearly all of it is good. For tech, 5 stars out of 5.
Difficulty is a bit hard to grade, as space combat was spaced throughout the mission. There are some dialogue-based puzzles here, but nearly all of them are skippable if you don't feel like putting in the work. The hardest part may be making sure that you're up for this mission's quite long length. We gave difficulty 4 out of 5 stars.
Overall, it is pretty clear why this mission is currently number 1 in the ratings. There's strong use of the toolset here, highlighted by an experience that's true to Trek in many ways, though the length may be double that of your standard episode.
And that wraps up Episode 5. The mission is Dereliction Duty by Nagorak. As usual, we encourage you to support STO's Foundry by playing the mission yourself. This has been Bitesize UGC.
Okay, so that was Bitesize UGC, and there were some pretty good scores in that on that mission. It's something I want to try out later. But
yeah, I played it when we were after Nagorak, the author of the mission, requested us to do it, and we were when I played it, there was 30 playthroughs, and 25 of them were 5 stars, and that seemed, the mission couldn't be that good. But once I played it, I could really understand how it could get that many 5 stars for a 30 run through mission, and I really enjoyed it. It did take 2 hours, and it was long, but it wasn't as long as Old Lord Skull's mission, who at the end you do feel exhausted. You do feel exhausted at the end of Old Lord Skulls, but you don't hit. And I think that was about as long as you could go. And but there's a tremendous amount of great Foundry tricks that he included in this mission. And I just really enjoyed the story and all that stuff with it as well. So I can't recommend this mission enough. But anyway, let's go back into Tiuz's Left to Die.
Yep, this looks like some spooky cargo bay, so let's see what the crew has to say. There's a group of crewmen directly in front of you. We can't get clear readings from them. They seem to be suffering from some kind of sickness. Be careful.
We will be. Oh, and yes, they're eating something like savages.
Creepy. Oh, they stopped eating. Oh my god. That was spooky.
Okay, well that was relatively easy. Let's have a look here. It's dying crewman.
What happened to these people? Were they eating the others? Okay, I'm reading a lot more than them on this. A lot more of them on this deck. Most of them are infected, but some of them appear to be normal. If this is true, we have to save the survivors. Can't save them.
Yeah, we can't save them all. Afraid not. According to the reading, the DNA structure of those infected crewmen has severely changed. Even if we could, there's a spelling mistake there. reverse the process. How are we supposed to save them if they're attacking us? We can't restrain them and risk getting bitten. The risk of an infection is too high.
What happened?
What happened? I don't know. We should find out what causes this. We can't be sure how it is transmitted, so we have to be extremely careful. We should try to keep them away from us. Don't get bitten. But the warp core is more important now. Containment field is going critical. You're right. Let's move on. Do you want to talk to the crewman or just keep going?
Oh, I thought that was her. Okay, talk to the dying crewman. She just says, ugh. It's too late, we can't save her. I doubt we can save anyone who got attacked by a mob of those people, inverted commas. Okay. There's another dead crewman over here. Okay, so apparently there were 300 life signs picked up. Oh, there you go.
Oops. Damn infected people coming up from behind us, you know.
Yeah, I was looking out for that actually, because they mentioned that on podcast UGC being really cool. It is kind of creepy walking past the door and then it slides open and there's a bunch of zombies inside.
Oops, we meant to go this way.
Wrong way.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Let me just buff up. Okay, there we go.
Those groups were mixed, by the way, so making AoE damage into the mob is usually a very bad idea.
And we did it, we cleared them. Oh, here we go, lower force field.
Survivors. Okay,
Ah, that's a friendly Tellarite.
yeah, that's
The Mitzvah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to read that?
I'll do it. Eat this, Stinky!
Hold it, we're here to save you.
You're lucky. I almost blew your face off. Better watch where you're running.
What the? Captain, the ensign is a Tellarite. They seem to be very unfriendly, but they just like to have a good argument from time to time. Being friendly is useless here, especially in a situation like this. If we only had an engineer from before with us, that guy knew how to curse. Don't worry, I can handle him just as well. Okay, who the heck are you? Okay, there are 3 responses here. Which one should we choose? Because I'm your superior officer, zip it, I'm the one who's talking here.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to bother you.
First 2, I'm gonna go zip it.
Yep, zip it. Gotcha. So, what is it?
Yeah, that was the right one.
Yay! You seem to be a little stuck in here.
So what?
We're here to get you out.
Ha! I kinda like it here. I love to kill those greedy, hungry slime bags. They ruined my day and now I'll ruin theirs. But you can take those girls here with you. They're shivering like an Orion slave girl on Rua Prente.
Forget it. You beam up to my ship. That's an order, Ensign. Oh.
Okay.
He wants to say order.
Yeah.
Just beam up.
I like your attitude. Fine, you win. We'll beam up to your ship as soon as we're ready here. Okay. What happened in the ship? Do you want to read that?
I've been down here with Lieutenant Commander Telka and Lieutenant Lapidite. I got separated from them when a horde attacked us. Lieutenant Commander Telko could save himself into a turbolift. I don't know what happened to Mira. Do you think she's still alive? I don't know. But I do know that she killed more zombies on our way through the ship than I did. And she only had a hand phaser with her. One tough ride, I'll tell you.
Telko's dead. Jay says, how do you know?
How do you know? He'd been back on the Regrand. We found it.
Yep.
And he left us here to die? This green bloody pointy-eared Vulcan!
Yep, left to die, just like the title of the mission.
Yeah.
He went
He
crazy.
went
Yeah, he went crazy and blasted himself out of the airlock.
A Vulcan? Going crazy? Ha! Never heard that one before. But it's a pity that he's dead after all. He was one of us. I'm sorry.
Okay, anything else we should know before we leave?
Before we got stuck in here, we were on our way to the shuttle bay. It was impossible to beam up to the runabout, thanks to you. I know why. Maybe Lieutenant Labradorite has the same plan. She's not only tough, but clever too. Heh. After all, she's a science officer.
Okay, we'll notify you when we're ready to beam you up. What a nice guy.
Let's move.
Yeah.
Time is running out. Don't worry, ladies. I'll save you.
Okay, so there were 3 people on the Rio Grande, Ensign Metzar, Lapidite and the Vulcan. We know the Vulcan's dead. We just found the Tellarite, so now we've got to find Lapidite.
Yep, exactly.
This is the map with the
From Ghost Ship.
like the Division. Yeah. Not sure what the ship's called.
Galactrix.
I just wanted to see what was in there.
Just started the witches. Oh, this room you can clear it, but you don't have to. So if you run blindly into every room you see, you have to fight more zombies.
And I'll try and get...
I like how those zombies were hidden off the side of the room.
Zombies! Good thing they're all in ensign level.
Yeah, there are a few lieutenants and commanders here. But the commander's already dead.
Yeah, no, he's one commander, he...
Ah, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, there too. Yeah, since Season 4 has been released, the fights here in this mission are very easy.
Yeah.
They were much harder before. Especially when you're alone with only your bridge officers and storm into the room. And then you shoot everything you see and they surround you and bite you and can't stand a chance. But with the new combat system, it's,
Here we go,
it's
use a
easy.
stabilized containment field.
Doesn't work. The USS Romero has lost too much raw plasma. We need to boost the energy transmission to the containment field. How?
How?
By configuring the...
yeah, flow regulators. They should be somewhere here. They look just like the pillars behind you, but have a console in front of them. This is a Nebula class, so I guess it should be two of them next to each other.
Okay, so pillars.
I have it. Here we go, over here.
I wouldn't touch that console if I were you, Captain. This one is for calibrating the structural integrity field of the ship. One wrong number after the comma and this ship gets holed like a Swiss cheese.
Oh, okay. Well, yes.
It was not the right console.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this one. Ah, you've got it, Captain. Now back to stabilizing the containment field. So, what did you do for this one, Tiuz? Because you can only use one object for each interact. So, how did you get them to try and use the same object twice?
I set the visibility of the object. So
Yeah. So
you
there's two there.
use it, it is invisible, and the next one becomes visible.
So there's two on top of
Okay,
each other.
so you've got two objects on the same time, and okay, cool. So that's it. The containment field is stabilized. This gives us a little bit more time to save the crew, at least those who are still alive.
Okay, let's find the rest of the survivors.
Ship 2 Captain, come in.
Okay.
The USS Romero has just increased the power to the shields. The regulation of the power flow has affected all systems. Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first?
Okay, so which one should we pick? Good news first or bad news first?
It doesn't really matter because it's the same text but in another order.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well,
okay. So which one are you gonna pick?
good news.
Good
I think we
news.
could use some good news now.
Yeah.
Because of the energy increase to all systems, you have more time to save the survivors. The structural integrity field is stronger now, and some of the plasma valves were reactivated. The Romero is leaking less plasma now. And the bad news? The shields of the Romero were weak enough to beam you through when you entered the ship. They aren't anymore. You are stuck over there until you lower the shields manually.
What do we do now?
We can't re-regulate the power flow because the containment field of the warp core would fail. It will still fail now because of the leaking warp plasma, but we have more time. But we can lower the shields of the ship. So I have to go to the bridge. Take over Galactrix?
Exactly. But if you lower the shields, you'd have to be beamed up immediately, and we would need to get away from here as fast as we can. Without any shields, the Romero will get multiple hull breaches.
But our ship has no shields either.
Yeah, the ship is without shields too, but remember that the Romero is in this nebula for days now. The stress it had to endure wore its hull down. I don't know how they managed to keep their shields up for so long. They were weak enough to beam through, but the weak shields are better than no shields. Once we lower them, we have to get out as soon as possible.
But then we can't save the rest of the survivors.
Right, we scanned the Romero for quite some time now, deck after deck. We were only reading a few survivors, but they were all in one place. Even better, they are in the shuttle bay. They're trapped beneath a runabout. Because the area is swarming with zombies, you can kill the zombies, we can save them, and they can use the runabout to escape.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay, use the turbo lift on the upper level to head to the shuttle bay. Okay, Captain P.F. Dennis is asking in the chat room, did they fix the NPC moods in the dialogue with the last update? Well, as you can see from what I've been playing through on screen, they start with their sort of like default pose, as you can see now on the screen, and they switch back to their idle animation still. This is on holodeck, but apparently I think it's they've done something on Tribble, because now their mouths move on Tribble. I think they might have fixed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a
can't
Foundry fix for Dribble today, I think.
Yeah, I haven't really had a look at that, but well, I guess we'll see.
Okay, this is gonna get hairy. Are you ready?
Yes, lock and load. Quite appropriate for my tactical officer to say, don't you think?
Yep. Okay, they were giving us some zombie killing techniques in the tips in the chat room as well. Split beam weapons and grenades. I don't have either of them.
Plasma grenade.
I got a energy shotgun just for this special occasion.
Okay. Let me just buff up a bit, and then we can... There we go. Die.
So here, to our right is the sick bay. The yeah, they built it in a hurry, and here's the main part where you can read the story of this whole mission, and most people miss it because they just walk straight past it.
Yeah, well, personally, I don't think I'd fight unless we'd have to. But since we're already here and fighting, may as well. Checking the logs. And
I
just
think
waiting
you
for the
need to
red alert
wait.
to die down. Yep. Here we go. About the cure, personal logs. Go to the cure. I have taken a sample of Ensign Parker's body and will now try to extract the virus. Hopefully, I can find something to stop it. The situation on the ship is chaotic. We have several infected crewmen on the ship, and the numbers grow daily. If we don't find a cure fast, the ship will be doomed. Final entry. It's hopeless. There is no cure. Our crew is becoming a horde of walking dead bodies. Their bodies rot and parts fall off them. Those people are cannibalizing others. We have no choice but to kill them all.
Yeah.
Okay, the personal logs are really long. I can take one of them if you want.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, we'll just leave it, I suppose.
Yeah, there are 2 logs for Dr. Rash and Dr. Foster, so I don't know, do you want to just give a quick summary to use? Or maybe we should...
Okay, basically the logs say what I said earlier, that they sent an away team over to the Constitution class ship, and they came back and Ensign Parker ripped open her hazard suit and got infected with the virus that was spreading on the ship. And they were... it was only a scratch, so they healed it, like you see on Star Trek with this laser thingy. And she was sent back to duty, and she became aggressive and injured people, and she was sent back to sickbay because she was not feeling very well. And then other people came in and they were complaining about headaches and people began to act strangely, becoming aggressive, and then it was clear for the doctors that the ship has to be locked off, and that they need to lock the infected people on separated decks. But the captain didn't listen, and the whole ship got infected. And they lost the doctors. They tried to reach the bridge, but couldn't. They just didn't get an answer, and you will see later why that was the case.
Alright, so let's get out of here, which is the final thing of the...
Look at the smoke on the floor.
Yeah, this map looked really dull, so I had to add some stuff. Just for the sake of it.
Okay, so we could fight them, but we'll just continue on.
Yep. No, it's just a shuttle bay now, and then the bridge. So it's not much anymore.
Yep. The door is locked. We should find a console to override it. Oh, right there. Someone blocked the door with a locker. We have to push it away.
You just headbutted the locker.
Yeah, that's Bajorans for you.
Okay, now the shuttle bay. I believe there are 9 enemy groups in here.
Yeah.
Well, there's some zombies on the top of the shell as well.
Yeah, they tried to get in.
Almost done. 8 out of 9 groups. Okay, so there must be some
There's
more
the
on the
last
other
one.
side.
Ah, he's biting a medical generator.
Yeah, that's it. 9 out of 9 groups all killed. Deactivate force field. Yeah.
Here we go.
I think it was really cool the first time I saw that. I'd never seen anyone put a force field under this thing before.
Elimac 30, the guy who made the Spirits of Ramaknor,
Yes.
he has a Ferengi technician under this shuttle, and I couldn't get it right. They were stuck in the shuttle, or just with the head, or they stood upon the shuttle, and I couldn't get it right, so I asked him if he could help me, because I've seen it in his mission, and he sent me the coordinates of his technician, so I could use them to place those two here.
Cool.
It's
So I'm
really
just
tricky
talking
to get these people here.
I'm talking to Yelena. Hello, thanks for saving us. You are a Vice Admiral, right? I'm not good with Starfleet ranks.
Never mind, you're a civilian?
Yes, I am. My name is Yelena Ivanova. I am responsible for the experimental sensor array on this ship. You designed it? No, my father did. I was just overwatching the installation and lending a hand here and there. The sensor pod of the Nebula class is almost ideal. There needn't much to be changed. I am tinkering with electronics and mechanics since I was a little kid, and after my father died, I was pretty much the only one who knew how this sensor array works. So I was the perfect woman for the job.
You modified the Klingon comm beacon, didn't you?
Yes, it was me. It was just a software hack, since it was impossible for me to physically reach the beacon. I was in the lab, which was designed especially for the experimental sensor array. From there I could send out pulses to the beacon. I fiddled a lot with the settings, and with the help of the Ramirez database, I was able to mimic Klingon maintenance signal. The rest was easy.
We heard the message, it ended with a scream.
That was when the zombies tried to break through the lab's door. I was just surprised and afraid. I grabbed my tool bag and slipped into a Jeffries tool and crawled several hundred meters through the ship.
And after that?
I came to the shuttle bay. I heard a phaser firing and the zombies moaning. I opened the door of the Jeffries suit just a tiny bit to look through the slit. That's when I spotted Mira hiding in the maintenance pit. I opened the door a bit to see more of the shuttle bay. The zombies were still in the doorway. I had a force field generator in my tool bag, and I decided to use it.
How did you manage to cover the pit?
I told you, I'm a born engineer. I hooked the generator up to the EPS conduit of the nearest console I could find. After all, it needed a lot of energy to withstand a horde of zombies walking over it. I just set the thing up as fast as I could, set the timer to a few seconds and ran over to Mira. The force field closed behind me, and we were safe.
What if
we...
What if we hadn't come to save you?
I guess we would have died of starvation after a few days. Might look like one, but I'm no Borg drone.
You're lucky then. Get ready to leave.
Okay, I talked to Mira, if that's okay.
Yep, go for it.
Greetings, Vice Admiral. Took you long enough.
What?
Never mind, sir. I have to apologize. I'm just glad to see someone who doesn't spend his time with grunting, moaning and eating people.
No, most of the time I eat no one. How are you?
You're holding out pretty good, after I got separated from my team. Oh god, where are they? Are they alright?
Matzer is fine, but Telko didn't make it.
Commander Telko, no.
I'm sorry, but please tell me what happened.
You're right, Vice Admiral. I got separated from my team. Commander Telko was a few meters away from me and managed to slip into a turbolift.
That could be right before he beamed out.
He beamed out? But why didn't he wait for us?
According to his log, he thought you were dead.
I see. And Metzer, I lost him out of my sight, but thanks to you I know that he's okay. He may be a bit grumpy sometimes, but it's just his Tellarite nature.
I know. How did you manage to survive?
I grew up on Turkana 4. You might know it, this was the colony where Tasha Yar grew up.
Ah.
You may have heard of it.
Nice bit
At
of
a very young age I had to learn how to survive. Avoiding thug gangs was not easy. Getting over it when they finally got me was even harder. I learned to improvise, use my surroundings as weapons, as a hiding place.
Incredible.
If you fight for your life every day, you get used to it. My childhood may not have been like everyone else's, but here I am, alive. The crew of this ship was not so lucky. And thanks to Yelena over there, we had a pretty safe hiding spot.
This force field was impressive.
It is, isn't it? But you should ask Yelena for details.
I will get the runabout ready.
Those were the last survivors, sir. We should go to the bridge now and get out of here.
Ensign Labradite, take the runabout. Yes, Vice Admiral. Will you be able to avoid those rocks?
Of course, sir. See you on the ship.
See you on the ship.
I placed some asteroids outside of every window in the mission. Mainly to hide the places where you can see the corridors. The cryptic left the map open and yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't customize maps more, because sometimes you want to use a cool map like this and they got floating ships outside or something strange that you don't want people to see. But yeah,
Yep.
I think that rocks works. It makes it look like it's inside the donut, like we saw the ship before.
Yeah, that was really the best I could do here on this map.
Okay, so it says take the turbo lift to the bridge, and I think I saw a turbo lift when we came through here.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, last fight.
Okay, so I'm betting the bridge is going to be full with zombies.
You might be right.
Oh, really? Never would have expected zombies on this bridge. Not with all the other zombies there.
Can't remember, but do we see a zombie of the captain? Yep, there you go. Captain Campbell and his staff are still alive. We have to clear the bridge before we can try to deactivate the shields of the ship. We can't risk to be infected so close.
Clear the bridge and kill Captain Campbell. Well, that was a bit of a ambush. I'm the tactical captain. I'm meant to be the one ambushing.
In the priority 1 review, oh, there's the captain, yeah. In the priority 1 review they said the captain is way too easy because most of the time you don't even see him because he dies so fast.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
just died.
usually with captain mobs you have shields, but that are quite impressive. But as that's a melee type character, they don't like what is it, a Targ or something, or a Warrigal or something like that. They don't really
Yeah,
have...
right.
The bridge is clear, Vice Admiral. We should lower the shields now and beam over to the ship. Just a second. Do you wanna...
Who's disturbing?
Bridge dance Netza.
Who's disturbing?
It will be beamed over in a few seconds.
We're ready.
Good.
Okay, there's something that everyone has missed so far, so I will show it to you. Here's the ready room,
Ah, ready room, cool.
and here's a pad, a little
Nice.
bit bigger than the other one, but
Play the captain's log. Captain's log, stardate 85926.7. There appears to be some kind of wreckage near the last asteroid, about 50 kilometers from here. We'll fly into the nebula to check it out. To achieve this, we have to evacuate a large part of the ship and disable life support. We need every bit of energy for our structural integrity field and our shields. Room will be limited for everyone, but that'll change again as soon as we're out of here.
that's also the reason why this zombie outbreak was so fast, because they were packed in only half of the ship
Yeah.
because the rest was evacuated.
Cramped quarters and everything. Captain's log supplemental. We found an old Constitution class starship. I have ordered my science officer to find out which ship it is. I've never heard of a ship like this going missing here. I'm sending an away team over to recover the computer core. We had an accident on the wreckage. Ensign Parker ripped her EV suit open and barely made it back to the Romero alive. Dr. Foster treated her and she will return to active duty tomorrow.
Oh, he's
To
changed his
everyone
face.
who listens to this, get off the ship. We have a medical situation here and we don't know how to fight it. Our crewmen are going mad, they are like animals. One of them scratched my face with his claws and tried to bite me. I'm not feeling good. I call Dr. Rausch to the bridge to treat the wound.
Lost contact. Sickbay. Must kill.
Oh, you can see him
Yeah.
turning into a zombie. That's cool.
Yeah, as the last three dialogues have had him changing real dramatically. And this is, the captain is not saying anything. All you can hear are grunts, moaning and chewing sounds.
See, I don't know, that was creepy. That's cool, because I never noticed that there was a pad in the ready room before last time I played it.
Yeah, I thought about moving the captain to the ready room with one or two ensign groups, so the people don't miss this pad anymore.
Okay, so
I made 4 costumes just for this log, and the people just miss it.
Yeah.
So did you use what did you use for the costumes? Were they aliens or Borg?
You mean the zombies?
Yeah, for the captain, as he changed.
Those were aliens. The costumes were all aliens, and the enemies itself were mastiffs.
Okay, we are ready to beam you up, sir.
Let's go.
And I tried to place scars, red scars on the zombies, so there are some that have their mouth ripped open, one has no nose, and some look like their skull has cracked or something. But you only see it for split seconds when you mow them down.
Yeah. I did notice that all the creepy sort of like red marks around the mouths, and it makes it look like they're all like ripped open or bleeding or something like that.
Or even, you know, blood from eating from cannibalizing people. So yeah.
They've been eating them. Welcome back, Captain. Thanks to Miss Ivanova, we were able to slightly compensate for the interference. We will be able to use full impulse on our shields much sooner. We should get out of here as soon as we can. The Romero is going to explode in mere minutes.
Is everyone on board?
Yes, sir. We beamed Ensign Metzar and the other three up when you deactivated the shields. Lieutenant Lapidite and Miss Ivanova docked with the runabout about 20 minutes ago.
Good, let's get away from here now.
Okay, we gotta reach a safe distance.
Yes, and now that we can see where that safe distance is.
It's just outside. You're flying right into it if you just hit full impulse. But I reduced the size of the nebula effect. Hence why...
Yeah,
Okay, Buzz, go.
okay, there we go. We're out of the nebula, sir. Set course to DS9. With pleasure, Vice Admiral. End mission. And so that was Left to Die by Tiuz. Thanks for joining us on playthrough.
Yeah, thanks for joining us last minute as well. We didn't know if you were going to be able to make us to join us this week because you weren't sure last week when we agreed to play this that you were going to be free, but it was really good to have you along because this is the second time I've played it. I played it a long time ago and it was definitely more fun this time with finding out the secret stuff like the replicator and the story in the captain's ready room.
Yeah, I actually try to build in more of those in my next mission, so that when you play it, you can find some secret stuff, Easter eggs, something funny that you wouldn't expect.
Yep.
For my next mission, I have a colony and I made children as NPCs, and I want to let them run around and play and all this stuff.
That sounds interesting. How long will it be before we see that on the live mission list?
Component complete has been fixed lately, I heard. So I guess I'll start working on it during the next few days. And yeah, it will be a few weeks until I can release it.
Cool. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I do like those small things that like that replicator blowing up, things that just a background, but make it feel everything, feel it's an active location.
Like there's something going on.
That yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. So that was Broadcast UGC episode 8. We played Left to Die by Tiuz, and we recommend everyone go and play that as well. And thanks for watching, everyone, and good night. Say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.